I was met with an ominous warning.
So what you're looking at currently is the road that leads to campsite number 58.
We really are in a winter wonderland here. So.
All right, we are on the road. We have been on the road since about noon. We're about half an hour from where we're sleeping tonight, Gooseberry Falls. We're gonna get there right about at sunset, but that's okay. I got everything here in the back, and so we're just gonna build a fire. And then the other project for tonight is to finalize what I'm actually doing tomorrow. There's a segment of the Superior Hiking Trail that I would like to try and hike, but I don't know because as it stands right now, I think it's an 11-mile out and back, so 11 miles total. But I'd like to try and make it into a loop. Now the loops I was looking at made it range between maybe 18 to 22 miles, which would be a full day. So we're probably gonna be starting in the dark tomorrow, hopefully not ending in the dark, but maybe. Okay, so what you're looking at currently is the road that leads to campsite number 58. Now, I have campsite 58, but I don't know of many vehicles that could crest the edge of this plow thing that they got. So that kind of leaves me with two options. One, I just take a different campsite. There's literally no one here, and I'm sure it'd be fine. Two, I could dig a channel through. The bummer is my campsite was like near the lake, and I was really kind of looking forward to that. But at the same time, I'm not gonna be here a ton. Like tomorrow I should be busy most of the day, and it will be dark soon, so I don't know that the lake is like super necessary. I chose it though because I could. So I mean, you know, I think what I'm gonna do is just maybe I'll dig it out tomorrow if I get back early and have time. But I think what I'm gonna do for tonight is take a random campsite. I'll check online since I do have cell service, and make sure no one's like claimed it. All right, we've camp pretty much set up. We are now, instead of 58, I believe 44 or something, but it's super warm. As you can see, I could just in my shirt. I got a fire going, which I'll show you guys in a second. I think tomorrow I will try and dig that out. The packed snow's really hard, but the rest of the snow, I mean, fell yesterday, 2 days ago, so should be good. So I'll give you guys a quick little walk around of the camp, and then I'm gonna make some dinner. Where I'll be sleeping, and we look at here. It's a little jumbled, but basically I'll be on here with some sleeping bags, nice and toasty. I got my jacket for when I get cold. And yeah, so should be pretty good. Okay, after some reconnaissance, a little update. No longer doing what I had talked about. It's further away from Gooseberry than I had thought it was. I don't know how I got that messed up, but whatever. So I'm going to be doing Split Rock Wayside to Beaver Bay. Now that's 11 miles one way, and I probably won't do that because where you park really makes that segment more like probably 13 or 12 miles one way, so I'm not about to do that. But I think what I'm going to do is just walk this extra little part and then get on that section, and then walk just a total of 10 miles out, and then walk back and walk that same section that I walk. And so kind of doing a hybrid, but it'll be a 20-mile day, so it'll be 10 hours, 10, 11 hours. Probably start in the dark, hopefully not end in the dark, but we might, like I talked about in the car, same sort of deal. It's supposed to be clear right now, the sky, but it's definitely dark, cloudy, which is a little bummer because I like seeing the stars. Maybe it'll clear up tomorrow night. But yeah, otherwise I'm about to have some beef stew, a waffle, and I got my tea, and then honestly probably gonna climb in the car. I set up my sleeping bag and everything, and probably just read a book and go to bed super early, maybe tonight. All right, I don't know if you can see that, but we're up just about as the sun rises here. It's 7:04, which means that we're right about at first light. So right about first light, we're gonna be going to the trailhead, which is about 10 minutes away. There we'll get everything situated, and then we will hit the trail probably right as sunset really starts to hit its flow. Now there's a downed bridge, so the route I'm taking, like I said, goes from Split Rock Wayside towards Beaver Bay. Now there's a downed bridge, and I'm not 100% confident in doing a wet water crossing, especially since it's 30 degrees outside in December. So what I think I'm gonna do, because I still want to see everything along the trail, hike up to there. Plus it'll be good reconnaissance if I ever decide to do the through hike. So I'm gonna go up, check it out. We might have to come back. That's fine. I think it's like 2 miles. So we'll come back, and then we'll explore the other side of the river, which also has more higher ridge lines, so is what it looks like from the map. And we'll explore up there and back. So we're gonna do 2 mile out and backs, and then we'll go towards Beaver Bay and see how far we can get. So that's the plan. I'm gonna have a Cliff Bar and a bubbler this morning. I was gonna make scrambled eggs, but I think I'm gonna do that tomorrow when I can, like, I don't know. And it just seems like I'm not trying to hit the trail and have as much time on the hike as possible. So that's kind of the plan for today. Not too shabby of a view. So we're here at the campsite, or the trailhead. So let's go check it out. Nice little cairn. Here, this is what I wanted to look at. So that's what we're gonna go check out. Okay, starting at 7:22 to a beautiful sunrise, hitting the trail. We'll see what it looks like in a few minutes. But I'll probably have to wait a little bit to start really filming because, boy, it's cold and I forgot gloves. So my hands are a little chilly. All right, so this is the main reason for our expedition today. Why is it called Split Rock? So there's this rock that I'd like to see just split. Now, it's not the only reason why the place is called Split Rock, but it's one of the reasons why you could say that Split Rock Lighthouse, which is right where we're starting, is what it's called. So I'd like to see that. I've never seen it before. Taking the spur trail to the main Superior hiking trail. All right, so we just came from down there. We are at a first bridge crossing. This one obviously is not down. We're about half a mile in right now. Now that is normally a waterfall. I was seeing in videos and stuff that that's normally a waterfall. I was met with an ominous warning. Hazardous trail conditions ahead, use caution. Which I can definitely see. So I just climbed up onto basically the top of the ridge. Which, now I've chosen a lot of the Superior hiking trail routes that go for the good views and around rivers and stuff, so naturally they're going to be very up and down, but it's a lot of elevation. But I can definitely see that with snow and ice and on ridge lines and stuff, some sort of like waterfall down there, the trail could definitely be hazardous. I'm hoping that that's all that means. All right, well, we are 1.2 miles in, so we got about a mile left. It's getting less and less traveled. So before I was walking on pretty much hard packed trails. Now there's only 1 or 2 sets of human prints, but otherwise, I mean, this trail's amazing. You're just winding up and down on these ridges, go down to where the stream is and then back up and show you guys. See, the sun is just starting to hit the trees. So it's pretty warm out already. Looks, according to my watch, it's 32.
So it's just warming up. I think so. Right now I'm just in my flannel, and when the sun hits, then I'll definitely be warm. So there we go. Okay, we've reached a second bridge crossing. When we were up top, I was just on top of a ridge. You could see the sun was it's just starting to hit. But so far we're 2 for 2 on bridge crossings, so I don't know if... I know that the bridge everyone is talking about, it's been closed for like 5 years, and there's a lot of people disappointed in the trail system. I don't know enough about it to comment, but I was reading that it's been almost 5 years, and so if you've been hiking it, doing the through hike, just hiking, there was a 100-mile race up here, you had to do a wet water crossing. So that's what I know. I've hit a crossroads. So this way is the spur trail. This way is the main spear hiking trail. I just came from there. So I think I want to stick onto the main trail. That's what it looked like from my app, my map. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay. We really are in a winter wonderland here. So I made it to the Split Rock, but before I'm gonna go, I'm, according to my watch and how far I've gone, about 0.2 miles from the downed bridge, which I'd really like to see. So I dropped my pack at Split Rock. Sounds so cool. And I'm just going really quick to check it out. Got a nice little waterfall. Some more of the river, Split Rock River. Okay, I found one of the campsites here. So did the deer. Just off of the trail. So here's what one of the, okay, this would be probably a pretty nice campsite. Here you go. Southwest Split Rock campsite. So people have crossed it, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. There's enough to explore up here, and I don't feel like going waist deep into, or possibly more, I have no idea, into, so for a reason, Split Rock River. So here it is, the Split Rock. A good sun there, but and Split Rock River continues on down there. I should have opened my Slopes app and not my Trails app, because quite frankly, I'm skiing down some fresh powder in a lot of these really steep regions. Which I'm glad I'm not camping tonight, because I would wake up tomorrow to some very cold and wet shoes. Okay, finished up the Split Rock hike. It was good. I really liked it. It was super cool to see the Split Rock along the Eagle Iron River, as it was originally called. Now we are at Split Rock Lighthouse State Park. I'm trying to do this route that also hops on a little bit of the Gitche Gumee State Trail, a little bit of the Corydon Mine Trail, and it should have some pretty good views of Lake Superior, I think. At some point there's a 100-step staircase, which I'm really excited for. So there's the Split Rock Lighthouse. And what we're walking along right now, I believe, is part of the Gitche Gumee State Trail, which, for those of you who don't know, I've mentioned it a lot, but what it is basically, it's going to be, it's not completed yet, found that out this summer. But it's going to be, I think, about 150 miles of paved bike path that go from Grand Portage, I believe, down to Duluth, or somewhere out there. But basically just using a bunch of the either old telegraph pole lines, telephone pole lines, and then in some places just creating new path. But it's in connection with a bunch of trails that Minnesota and I believe other states do, which is really cool. I think there's all these old like mining access points and logging access points that are just now scars through the forest. But what they're doing is then, so that way they can go and pave those, and adding relatively little like extra damage extra in air quotes, because they could just replant them, but by adding relatively little extra damage and piggybacking off the damage that the people before us did, we can have some beautiful trails at relatively little expense. Okay, so this is the view. Here's a little bench. You're up kind of on a cliff, but this is the view that one of the campsites get. I walked down just because I wanted to see what they look like, but because I'm always interested in what the campsites look like at places. But I mean, like, you could eat dinner up there at that bench. You know, you could look at Split Rock all day long. This is a great site. I wonder if they're all as nice as this, but they got like a bear storage thing and fire pit and thing. So pretty standard, but that was just crazy. This would be the site you'd want. Okay. We are headed towards Bob's stairs, apparently. He has some stairs, and it looks like gonna be going right up to there. All right, so let me just backtrack here. It's super cool. You're like along this stone ridge, and crazy, just like going straight up a hill up here to be on top. But what I found is, man, I chose the good side of Bob's stairs because I get to go down them. Nice try, Bob. Didn't get me today, though. Of course, this might actually be the way you don't want to go downstairs. But we're not too bad. It's pretty crazy, though. Down there somewhere, so super cool, though. Going up. At this point, I'm honestly just trudging pretty much through powder. I think the trails are a lot wider here at Split Rock, or at Split Rock Lighthouse State Park than they were on the Spear Hiking Trail, because they're at single track, and right now I'm on single track, but most of the trail is just wider because it's meant to be able to be biked and stuff. So this is a lot less squished down and ends up being a bunch more trudging through powder, but it's okay. It's 41 outside, so it's like hot. I'm almost gonna take off my flannel, and so I mean, if it was like 20, even like 10 or something, my toes would be gone. But since it's 40 outside, they're completely fine. I'm chilling. I guess they thought it was Cordonundum, whatever the heck that is, but it wasn't. So, good job, people. So, where I am right now is just below. Over there was where that mine was. This is one of the backpacking sites. And just, I mean, like, seriously, these sites here at Split Rock State Park are just gorgeous. Now, you can't like drive into them, obviously, but we're only half an hour to an hour max. So some good work on me. That over there, right there, is the parking lot where I started this morning. And I drove down to Split Rock Lighthouse from there, explore some of those trails. Now, if I would have done my due diligence, I could have came right out of that tunnel, crossed that bridge, and been at the trail system. The trudge continues. We are now officially on the Gitche State Trail, which I take mile and a half back that way. We're gonna stop at Day Hill or something. Apparently goes up to an overlook. And we're currently walking through ankle to above ankle snow, trying to protect the groomed trail as much as possible. I do wish I had cross-country skis. I think if I had brought those, knowing that I was going to be exploring in a place like this, I could have been flying. So good to know for next time. If I ever come up north, you can use a lot of the Gitche Gumee Trail. It looks like they don't plow it, they just groom it. Okay, here we are, folks. We've made it to Day Hill Trail, which according to the map is about 2.2 miles. And I believe it's pretty much straight up, but overlook. So I walked on the Gitche Gumee Trail for about a mile, maybe a mile and a half. It was quite a ways. A lot of deep snow trudging, so my legs are feeling the snow. And I mean, honestly, that's really the only big thing of these hikes today has been the snow, and that my shoes have relatively little traction, so I'm sliding a lot. But other than that, it's been warm, you know, rolled up my sleeves. Yeah, it's beautiful. And I'll talk to you guys at the top of Day Hill. So at the top of Day Hill, and this is a pretty good story. So he was allegedly building a chimney for their dream home up top here on Hill, and she called off the wedding, but who knows. But wow, worth it coming up here. And so if my suspicions are correct, down there is, and below us is where those stairs were. Pretty cool. Day Hill, definitely a must. If you're near Split Rock, if you're going past Split Rock, you know, I bet from one of the parking spaces or something, you can get it down. It's like a 30-minute, maybe even round trip. Like a 30-minute total. You know, it's definitely under an hour, pretty much no matter where you park. It's 0.2 up. I don't know how far away from the trailhead it is, but there's lots of parking lots at Split Rock. Like one of the things that I was almost like, well, I don't need to see it. But like panoramic views, walked out onto a rock, onto one of the rocks there, and just like sat there for a while, and it was crazy. I mean overall just amazing. Would recommend. If you're gonna go to Split Rock, there's 2 things you got to do, 3 things you got to do. You got to go to the actual lighthouse. You got to go to, there's a couple of points that give you really cool vantage points that a lot of the famous pictures of the lighthouse are taken from, and then you got to go Day Hill. Yeah, unbelievable. Definitely one of the coolest things I've seen, one of the coolest places I've been up here, right off 61. Amazing. Would recommend. Okay, we have our new mission. So left Split Rock State Park and drove to, they're gonna lose that. Drove to back to Gooseberry because I decided after exploring so much of Split Rock, I think it'd be cool to explore the place where I'm actually camping. So what I'm gonna do is I've recently hiked to the upper falls, mid and lower falls, but what I noticed is there's this 5th falls right here. We got momentarily lost and we're on one of the ski only trails, but which was not great because now I'm that guy. It's okay. I walked not on any of the tracks. So here we are, 5th Falls trail. We made it, I guess. Thought I was on it, but then I opened up my trail map and remembered that I suck at reading maps. So here we are from the bridge that overlooks them, and there's a trail that goes down there, so definitely gonna be taking that. But super pretty. As you can see, the sun is starting to get back to where it was this morning, where it's not peeking through the trees. What was fascinating is, and it makes sense since there's only about 8 hours of light, is that it was either constantly rising or setting. So yeah, I'll go explore. Here's an overlook that I found of the falls, and I believe these are the upper falls. Just bought this super cool wood sticker from the gift shop, and as I'm opening it, I realized a major flaw in their packaging. They wrapped it in plastic! But, oh, well, you can't win every battle, huh? This is pretty cool, though. It's wood, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, here's dinner. We're back at campsite number 44 again. I took a walk down 58, but definitely not in my car where you're getting down there. I think if you had like a car that was definitely built for 4-wheel drive and big tires, you totally could. But not mine. And I kind of like this spot, actually. It's pretty nice. So I'm just enjoying the sunset, beautiful moon. And then I'll turn in and wake up early and go. All right. We made it through the night. Second night. A lot warmer this time because I slept with my winter coat on. But yeah, so I'm going to head back to town now. I'm going to stop at Duluth Trading Company in Duluth. Stop at a local coffee place along the way, get some coffee. But other than that, we should be pretty much ready to rock and roll. I was glad that my car started up this morning because yesterday when I got here, parked at the visitor center, did my hike to Fifth Falls, then came back, it didn't want to start. It didn't want to start right away, so I was pretty thankful that it just started right up. But all right, time to hit the road.